So this is a woman who got caught through the legal system. So it is fair to say that she was, convicted of crimes related to defrauding people for claiming she had cancer. And it's alleged, I guess, and it's not even alleged. No, it's been proven in court. So she scammed. She does an interview about it. But her whole, what do you call it? Desire, or her whole goal with the whole thing appeared to be to get her boyfriend to pay attention to her, which was step one. And then step two is to pay for the wedding that they had together through donations. Now, we'll play the story, and then I'll give you this crazy update.
Jessica Vega is 34 years old, which is shocking because when she was just 25 years old, she claimed she had just months to live thanks to a terminal leukemia diagnosis. So have we just witnessed a miracle? Nah, she just lied. But you really shouldn't be mad. It was all just one big lie for love.
Lies for love were okay.
Welcome to Kia's World, where I vent about things that make me mad on the internet. Today's story will piss you off if you don't like when really nice and caring people get ripped off. I'm going to be using clips from a 2020 interview where this scammer actually tries to justify faking cancer for a free wedding. Let's get started.
Oh, I felt like if I didn't have some way to get his attention momentarily, that's it.
Isn't there any other way to get his attention besides telling him you're dying of cancer?
I'm the mother of his children, and he wouldn't call me.
Did the ruse work? Did he come back?
He insisted that I moved in right away.
So it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't she seem so happy? That little look of like, well, it worked. Yeah, he called me immediately. I said I was dying of cancer, and he called me right up. Plan worked. Success, eh? That's a vibe I get from her.
The lie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure her boyfriend thought it was only a few months of commitment he was making here, but she basically only told her boyfriend, and this entire story just ends right there. I'm just kidding.
So how many people did you tell you had cancer?
Michael and the immediate family only.
And friends.
Yeah.
What are we talking, 5,
And
10,
friends.
15 people?
We had a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
So 30?
100.
100 people?
100 plus, yeah.
Is that code for they posted this on Facebook? So Jessica says in order to keep up the lie, she would have her mom drive her to the doctor, and she would just sit in the waiting room and do nothing until she got picked up a few hours later. She also shaved her head, but for some reason only to this length. Then her boyfriend...
Isn't that so weird? You're just like, you commit to the bit, but you only commit like 40%. She's like, yeah, people will buy that I have terminal cancer. I don't want to go full bald though. That's too much. I need to show that I've just trimmed, the chemo just trimmed my hair down.
Then her boyfriend proposed, and they decided to have a wedding ASAP. And this is where things go from bad to gross. The local paper from their town in upstate New York did a story on the couple's upcoming wedding. Why? Well, because these sweet and caring neighbors paid for everything. In the article, it said one of the workers at a wedding dress shop named Carrie Ciasco was upset after hearing Jessica's diagnosis, and she actually started crying in the middle of the store. Carrie paid for her wedding dress and other wedding expenses, but that's just the beginning. Here's all the things that Jessica and her husband got for free. Free hair and makeup for her and 7 of her bridesmaids, a honeymoon in Aruba, including a flight and spending money, and Carrie even lent her clothes to wear for the trip. Flowers, photography and videography, and Tammy Purdy, who lost her husband to cancer, left rose petals, a bottle of champagne, and chocolate-covered strawberries inside a comped honeymoon suite that usually goes for $200 a night. Also, their wedding rings. And this part makes me sick. Not with leukemia, but just sick to my stomach. Tom and Kim Kavanaugh's son, Sean, was 10 years old when he was diagnosed with leukemia. Tom and Kim own a jewelry store and decided to donate 2 rings for the couple to pay it forward. And in case you were wondering, Sean did recover, by the way. Here's a clip of her reading her vows. Now remember, she was...
Basically, I don't think it got conveyed totally the way I wanted it to in that one, but like, the people that are giving her this stuff, they usually have a connection to cancer. Like their son had cancer when, that couple, so they gave the wedding rings for free because they're like, oh my God, like, it was a horrible experience for them. So they wanted to pay it forward. And, that's like the kindness of people's hearts. Those types of stories, you go, oh my God, like people are good people. There's humanity in the world. That's very nice to give something to a stranger. And then someone like this fakes it all and ruins it. And then, they say humanity restored, faith in humanity restored. It just goes right back to atheism and humanity restored.
Was 100% healthy and knows she's not dying.
As I become your wife, I want you to know the day I'm no longer physically here, I will always kiss you goodnight.
Even during this lovely wedding, you're still lying.
But I don't know any female in the earth that would be depressed on their wedding day when they were doing that kind of wedding.
Oh, I don't know. Someone with terminal cancer, probably.
This is the music I added in. Hey.
In hindsight, some of their benefactors say they were a little surprised to see the bride with just months to live partying like there was no tomorrow. Some of Mike's friends had been whispering their doubts.
They would be like, dude, something's not right. And I would flip out on them.
Obviously, this charade has to end at some point, right? This story has a somewhat satisfying ending, but also a confusing one. So after the honeymoon, Jessica's husband said he finally noticed that Jessica wasn't getting sicker, and he called her doctor, but they said they had no record of her.
But not long after their donated honeymoon to Aruba, O'Connell says he too began to have a nagging suspicion that his wife was healthier than she claimed. He pulled out that doctor's letter she had shown him, the one that said she was dying.
Called the doctor and gave them her name and her social security. And they asked for the letter, so I scanned it and emailed it. And they said, what is it?
I don't know the protocol at doctor's offices, but do you get a letter when you're diagnosed? Like, hey guys, here's my proclamation that I have been diagnosed. Just seems like an added effect thing. Like, okay, he won't ask if I give him this letter that says I have what I say.
Yes. And I said, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Her and her hubby got divorced, and she was arrested and actually did spend about 50 days in jail. She pled guilty to scheming to defraud and possession of a forged instrument, whatever that means. She got probation for 5 years and had to pay back nearly $13,000 that she took from nice people.
The public punishment began immediately.
Turns out she's perfectly healthy, and now she's been indicted for duping the community.
Tabloids, television, and internet scorning her as a shameful sicko, a gold-digging bridezilla.
But here's the twist that you may not have seen coming.
The first twist, and then we have another twist, a bonus twist after this twist.
But things are looking up for her now. Her husband Mike has taken her back.
I tried to hate her. It was an act.
You can't help who you love.
So I guess it was happily ever after all. They have 2 kids together now, but I couldn't find out if they got remarried or broke up. And I think they're hiding from social media, which is probably a good thing for all of us. That's all for me. If you want to get more pissed off, check out some of my other videos. Bye.
That still remains. If you want to get more pissed off, check out more of my videos. Okay, so instead of going to therapy, men will just stay with women who fake cancer to get free stuff. Okay. It looks like they did get divorced ultimately. But I just so happened to come across a fucking article that turned out to feature someone that I recognize and that now you will recognize for being here. Okay, here we go. And it's fresh off the press, hot off the press. This is from, where's the date? I don't know. Wait, September 8th. Okay, so not that hot off the press. But from this year. Woman accused of attempted kidnapping in San Antonio was bride who faked cancer in 2010, court records show. So the ex-husband says now he's changed his tune. Now he thinks that, she's not a good person. Quote, I think that she is absolutely evil and she knows exactly what she's doing, Vega's ex-husband told KSAT. So here she is now. Okay. This is crazy. This is just like a random thing. And it does make me feel like, again, like there's something going on. But it says, a woman who was arrested in San Antonio this week for allegedly trying to kidnap a child at a West Side Walmart store is the same woman convicted a decade ago after admitting that she faked a cancer diagnosis to scam people out of thousands of dollars to pay for her dream wedding and honeymoon. Jessica Vega, 35, was arrested in San Antonio on Tuesday. She is currently in the Bexar County Jail as of September 8th at 2 p.m. Vega first made national news in 2012 while she was living in New York. She even gave an interview to 2020 admitting that a friend forged letters from doctors about her supposed cancer treatments. She fooled friends and family, even her fiancé, that she had leukemia, and then accepted more than $13,000 in donations that paid for a wedding and a honeymoon in Aruba. She pled guilty after serving several months in an Orange County, New York jail and was sentenced to probation in order to pay restitution. That former fiancé, now her ex-husband, contacted KSAT on Tuesday after her arrest to report the correction. Okay, the correction was that she's still in jail, that she was not released. KSAT confirmed through public records that the woman arrested in San Antonio is the same Jessica Vega who became known as the Cancer Bride. She's a really sick, twisted individual. Yeah, no shit. Okay, according to our arrest, and this is what happened. According to an arrest affidavit signed, and okay, once again, this is like so random. What she is accused of doing here. According to an arrest affidavit signed by, Vega, 35, tried to kidnap a 4-year-old girl while the girl was shopping with her mom on Monday at the Walmart on Pontranco Road. The mom told police that Vega grabbed her shopping cart and started pushing it away with her 4-year-old sitting inside. A store employee intervened, and the mother was able to grab her child from the cart, police say. According to the affidavit, Vega told the woman, quote, just because she's yours doesn't mean I can't take her, and then walked out of the store. Vega was identified by a loss prevention officer who recognized Vega from a previous incident at a different Walmart and was taken into custody the next day. I think that she is absolutely okay. O'Connell, who is the father to one of Vega's children, told KSAT that Vega's mother has custody of Vega's kids in New York. So the mother has custody in New York, and said she may have come to San Antonio because she has a friend living there. Vega is charged in the most recent case with attempted kidnapping, a state jail felony, and was booked into the county jail. In her mugshot, Vega's head is lowered and she's looking up at the camera. Her ex-husband is convinced the pose was premeditated. That mugshot is all an act. She knows how to play the game, and that was a direct setup for an insanity plea. Court records show that she has a pretrial hearing set for next month. Wow. Yeah, so she goes to a Walmart in Texas and just takes somebody's kid and tries to run away with it, and then meaning the cart and the kid, and then says, just because she's yours doesn't mean I can't take her. Weird. I mean, we already knew that something was wrong based on the wedding plot, but the plot thickens, so we'll have to keep an eye on that case. I'm sure there'll be some jail. I shouldn't say sure. I would suspect that if she even pleads not guilty and goes to court over it, probably will get a little jail time. If not, if she pleads guilty, she might get a little less. But I would still imagine that's sort of like those random crimes usually do end up in jail time, just because that is like a public safety issue. Like if there's a dispute in the home, it's not good either, but it's much more like, well, the victims of that are, known to the offender, potential offender. But when it's like a random person in a Walmart, that's when judges usually go, okay, let's look at this case a little closer, from my experience. So yeah, so I wonder if she's going to get remarried or what. Don't know. I don't know what her plans are for the future, but she's got an exciting life, I will say.